Ben Sebastian here, curator of the Sonic Symphonic podcast and Kalasin series of albums. How many times have I said that in the last few weeks? And it's been a pleasure so doing. It's been great featuring bands and reviewing bands and putting together hourly podcasts each month. And there's lots more coming on that way. But I have to say thank you to all of my listeners, subscribers, the bands. Everyone's been so appreciative and so empowering and have really sort of pushed me on with confidence to carry on sort of going with this little idea that I had that is now sort of growing as you will see in the future. But other than a very warm thank you, this isn't what the video is about. It's a bit of a departure. Now, you know from my Kalasin albums, it's very sort of crazy instrumental music, quite dynamic, heavy, orchestral, symphonic, however you want to frame it, progressive. But it's usually predominantly instrumental. Now, I'll be coming out with some vocal bits and pieces in warm-up for the recording of this album, which is what I'm here to talk to you about. Now, you might recognize this chap, Genghis Khan. So my fourth studio album is going to be more vocal, but it's obviously going to have the dynamism and the compositional style of my previous work because I am me and that's how I operate and that's what I like to do. Vocally less so, but I'm bridging that gap and fast. Now, Genghis Khan, I'll save you the history lesson, although I would encourage you to read on it or watch a film at least. This guy's life is much more complex than kind of alluded to in, say, basic history class school settings. It's taken up quite a lot of my time, and it's going to take up even more as I enter the compositional and arrangement stage of this mega production. And I'm kind of thinking if those you are familiar with Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds in the 70s, sort of a bit of a rock, almost an opera. It's not an opera, but it's of that vein. I love that double album, and it's kind of what I want to do with Genghis Khan. Sort of an epic retelling of the story of his youth, of his sort of rise to power, uniting the clans and domination of much of the world, and then his allegiances to sort of his sort of spirituality and a slightly deluded belief that he was placed on here by a god to conduct the work that he does, and then ultimately his death and everything in between. So it's going to be an interesting project, and I'm going to promise to keep you guys updated. So today, what I'm going to do is I've been writing lyrics. Been writing lyrics for about a year or so in an environment where it was not so pleasant, but it was a place I needed to be to kind of sort of sort my life out. And continue my journey of recovery. Some of these topics I've alluded to already in podcast episodes, and some of them are coming, and some of them are actually coming very soon, so keep an eye out or an ear out for that. I will be developing my life story and how I've got here as the episodes and the seasons go on. But yes, so lyrical content. So I'd like to read a piece. It's kind of poetry form. No doubt there'll be some slight tweaks and stuff as I find out it's not possible to sing the stuff that I've created, or the music demands a few extra bits perhaps. But this is a piece called A Cold Winter's Kiss. Now forgive me while I find the right button. Okay, and it wasn't that one. This is why we prepare before we do videos. Okay, so the premise is Genghis. Now, Genghis was actually given his name, and Genghis kind of loosely translates into sort of the Khan of all Khans. So he was born Temujin, and A Cold Winter's Kiss, teeth back in. A Cold Winter's Kiss focuses on him being about sort of 12 to 14, depending on what you read, and he is taken by his father to his mother's tribe. And the point of this is a sort of a rite of passage for a growing man, is he gets to pick out a wife of similar age and then in some time in the future marry her off. Now, in case I spit out words you don't recognize, I suppose I should cover those. Okana, the tribe is called the Okana Tribe. Anything else in here I should mention? No. So it focuses on the dad riding him out, and this tribe, the Okana Tribe, they are living in more impoverished conditions, and his dad leaves him there, and the girl's father that he's chosen is not a nice man, a bit of a hard taskmaster. So without further ado, I shall now read A Cold Winter's Kiss. In benevolent silence we ride side by side, through the violence of lengthening days, malevolent nights, the biting of frost bludgeoning my fingers, an uninvited kiss from the most unloving of winters. Glades once abundant become repugnantly bleak, weeping snow-covered trees hang redundant and meek, only remnants of death remain and hauntingly linger, permanently bearing witness to the tortures of winter. Cold, cold, bitter and cold, father and son trek to the lands of the old, guided only by stars seen through eyes scorched with blisters, in pursuit of an alternate sister, of a first kiss in the most unloving of winters. Disdain unrestrained greets my eyes, I survey the disarray as I arrive, a confederate of camps maintained by a conglomerate of tramps, a place where squalor and obscenity thrive. Putrid is the scent of stale mutton and sweat, exacerbated by the warmth from oil fires. Horses thin to their ribs hobble low in undersized cribs, thick with urine-rotted snow piled high. What life is there to live here that will come to fruition? What is there to see but the sea of grey faces and malnutrition? Where exactly in this filth am I to plant my seed of ambition? I spite my father's name and curse this cursed expedition. Raggedly I'm manhandled by a haggard old man of suspicion. He tells me I'm to obey him, else he'll beat me into submission. To speak only when spoken to, do nothing without permission. Father shakes his hand, shows his back, says enjoy your tuition. Cold, cold, twisted and old, a brute of a man who only for pleasure does scold, deserted, left with his perverted and sinister, weathered old cunt that rains fists hard as winter. My, oh my, what place is this? The only thing here in excellence is excrement and piss. Father, oh father, why did you betray our wish? There is no warmth to be found in a cold winter's kiss. So that's an example of some of the lyrical content I will be adding to my music, which if you haven't heard, search me up on Spotify or anywhere really, and kind of imagine where this tale can go musically and auditorily. Well, I thank you for your time. I hope that has maybe piqued your interest. Like, subscribe, keep an eye on my account. I promise to post more soon. Thank you for watching.